Let's welcome our resident assistant superintendent, acting assistant superintendent, Miss Alicia Piggott. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, Brother B. Good morning, Tobago. And good morning to Mr. Cox, wherever you are listening to me from. And good morning to everyone, wherever you are.
Very good.
Good morning.
All right, and you're well now, and let me wish you speedy.
Halfway well, Brother B. I still have the bad voice.
Yeah, I realize, but we go work on that. All right, so this morning, over the weekend, well, you weren't here when we had the murder at Cutler Hall. Oh, we spoke to that already?
Yes,
Good,
Brother
good.
B. I think
And there was some shooting in Wim or something to that effect?
There was a shooting in Black Rock.
Black Rock, okay.
Where a gentleman was arrested and the firearm from that shooting retrieved, along with magazine and ammunition. And I think when I wasn't here, there was also another shooting in the Scarborough district. Just can't remember the exact date at this time. But that person has been out of hospital and is doing fine. And the police is still actively investigating that report. All right? We had other persons during the week going before the court for reports of larcenies. We also had persons going before the court for cultivating marijuana. People still seem not to remember that 4 trees are the only amount you are entitled per person. All right? But otherwise, this week that passed, beside the shooting and the recovery of the firearm, the division have been quiet.
Very good. All right, so a number of people are going to court today for minor offenses.
Well, serious crimes. Larceny, as I said, cultivating marijuana, those are serious crimes. Those are under serious reports.
All right, fellas feel like could sell marijuana on the side of the road. They are hustling their allotted amount. Is it legal to sell marijuana,
No,
even though it is your legal
amount?
No,
it is an offense.
Okay.
So the police can sit wherever they are and do their intelligence, look at you, see what you are doing, and then you can be arrested. All right? Not because you have the allotted 30 grams, that it gives you the authority to sell the 30 grams that you have. Right? It is an offense. Okay. Likewise, persons still don't understand. It is an offense to smoke marijuana in public. But at this point in time, the powers that be have not given the police the ticket books to issue the person with tickets. As soon as that is done, then the police will be issuing persons who smoke the cannabis, or as we commonly call marijuana, in public.
Okay, so it's an offense. So I feel like
it's an offense.
You can't light up in the public and
no.
I have my legal amount. No, it's an offense. Okay.
You can have the legal amount on you, but you cannot smoke the legal amount in the public space. Public space means on the roadways, the parks, supermarkets, outside bars.
In a party?
In a party, it is a public place.
Okay, fine.
Once the public is granted access, it is a public place.
Very good. Okay. All right. Anything else before we get into the topic this morning?
Nothing but we have been relatively quiet for the past week, beside the shootings.
All right. So we're dealing with financial fraud this morning?
Yes, Brother B. And Brother B, also, I know yesterday was Let's Go to Harvest, and I understand the harvest would have gone incident-free, and persons would have had a very good time in the Moriah district. All right?
Lucky too. Yeah.
Yes, well, Moriah covers Lescottu and parts of Scarborough.
Okay, fine. All right, so let's get into it. Financial fraud. Around this time, people would want to borrow money. You don't have, and let's speak about this whole question, a legal money lender might borrow money from some relative, and it gets sour. Since last year, you borrow money from me and you pay me back. Let's speak to that. Is that when you're not paying back what money that you borrowed? Is there any, well, of course, you can take action and so on. But is it illegal when you ask them back for the money? Oh, gosh, you can't give me a chance, and it's just last year, and you can't wait. And you get provoked because, listen, it's long overdue. Let's speak to those types of, is that fraud in its sense by deliberately not paying back monies that you borrow from fellow or people that are not necessarily money lenders, and we get into a licensed money lender.
Well, Brother B, it could be a fraud in a sense. Once you borrow money from someone, and we ask persons, if you are borrowing monies, if you are lending monies to anybody, don't just lend the person the money. With no writing, no, as we young people would say, no receipts, right? So you don't have nothing to show that you lend the person the money. And the person will come today and say, listen, what are you talking about? You never lend me any money. When you would have lent the person, really lent the person, let me say $10,000. So what you need to do is get away from this verbal agreement. Get away from the verbal agreement, especially between two of you all alone, when you have no witnesses, right? Get away from that. Have the person, if you lend the person money, let us sign some sort of receipt saying that you will have lent them $10,000 and they have to pay, we have to return that money to you. You have to return that money to you at a particular time. And there's an agreement for that to be done. All right? If the person does not pay at the appropriate time, you can go to the magistrate's court, speak to the registrar of the Justice of the Peace, and have a matter placed before the court for the person to pay you back your monies. But as I said, when you have a verbal mouth-to-mouth story, right, you know, it is sometimes a little harder because the person will say, I don't know what you're talking about, you never lend me any money. Sometimes you even tell the person, listen, if you don't pay within the 4 months, you have to pay me interest, right? That is verbal.
Okay.
The person
so
don't have to. They don't have to keep.
But how do you
arrangements?
All right, so let's deal with that whole question of the two individuals. Media is legit. He did have the money. However, he's denying that he didn't pay. What redress? Can that person take that person to court on a verbal?
You can take them to court, but your case will be very weak. Because if the other person is saying you didn't lend me any money, how are you going to show? Where is your receipt to show that I really lent the person the money? You didn't have anybody there present to let them know, listen, I lent this person the money. So that person could come and say, listen, yes, I was there when he gave him the money, he counted the money, and he told him certain things. Then your case will be weak. But if you have receipts, then you can show that, listen, he signed. He collected a simple writing it down, even in your handwriting, and had the person sign. It's just, simple as that. You will be able to do, to do just due, right?
Right. Okay.
You also have those, Christmas is coming, and persons would come to you and say, people may come to your doorstep and say that they have a financial institution. They're representing a financial institution. And they're inviting you to apply for loans or to apply for certain things. Very rare you see banks and credit unions going to your house to ask you. You may see it in your mail, advertisement, as there's having a loan or that kind of thing. So you must have to have this sense that, listen, something is wrong, right? You must pick up the phone and call a financial institution and ask them, listen, there's somebody at my door. They are saying that they represent you. Now, the person don't even have an ID to show, right? They represent you. And they will tell you, no, listen, we didn't send anybody. We didn't give anybody to come around to invite you to take loans. And we also have persons who may meet persons online, who may tell them, listen, we are doing this scheme, and we are asking you to join. But they are telling you, you have to deposit certain amount of monies to join. Why would I have to deposit certain amount of money to join something? You must ask questions, and most times, these online scams and schemes, they come under the Facebook Messenger or by WhatsApp. There's never a proper conversation with a person in person telling you about what they have to offer. It is always, you always hear a person say, but I talked to that person on Messenger. I talked to that person on WhatsApp, only message. There was no conversation, no voices being heard. And there was no proper place, no proper institution to go to. So we are asking persons, don't take your monies, your hard-earned monies, and just throw it away like that. All right?
Very good. There is also this call that says, look, you win a prize, but however, and they will want to tell you you're lucky and so on. And you have to, but for you to collect the money,
you have to pay money.
Let's speak to that, because I had to cuss a fella the other day. Call me talking like a African. Well, I respect the African accent on him. When he hear that, I say, I use a smart man. I saw a smart man too. So,
yes.
And then he hung up. Speak to that. That is happening regularly.
Yes, persons will call you, and sometimes in the past, they used to talk about Coca-Cola, a Coca-Cola competition. People will call you and tell you won $1 million, you won $3 million. But for you to get the money, you have to make your way to the bank, and they'll give you an account number and tell you to send the monies. If I win monies, why on earth do I have to send money to collect money that I won? And then you yourself, you never entered. You never put your name in any competition. You never entered into anything. Why would you want to receive money that you never put yourself out there to win? All right? And why would you want to send money? And then the next thing is, they want you to send US. And you have to go and look now to change your little money, your little pittance, according to what people you have, to go and get US to send for that person. And then, when you send that money, they say, yes, that person foolish. I catch him. And then he will call you again and tell you, you gotta send a little more. And then you are there still sending. There are persons out there who also with this Bitcoin, where they are telling the person, listen, your Bitcoins have been frozen and you have to pay monies to get it. Some persons have been paying monies more than they invested to get back this money. And when they catch themselves, it is not a legitimate persons who have been in this Bitcoin
Can you
situation.
call the name? When I say, okay, so there's whenever you could call it cryptocurrency,
Yes,
you could, well, we were warned by those who are in it that you do your investigation before you engage. And there are other types of currencies that people want to invest in. What are the red flags to look out for when those types of currencies that people want to invest in? It is legitimate, however, there are issues or red flags that you have to be looking out for.
Well, once you go into this crypto and Bitcoin currency situation, persons will, you remember, they would have some lead persons who will be speaking to you. You all they go to meetings, right? They have lead persons who lecture to you what you have to do and how you do it. But sometimes persons leave those persons and go online and meet up with other persons who they don't know at all, who they haven't seen, right? And from the time that person tells you, listen, tells you to do things other than what you used to do, was doing in the past, then it will raise red flags. Persons come to you, they're not showing themselves. They can have a conversation with them otherwise than on the phone, on WhatsApp, conversation, text messages, right? You are not doing anything banking-wise, but doing it outside of that. Then it must raise red flags, right? Because I know persons would have meetings and they will lecture them on what to do and how to do whatever. But then you leave those persons and go on elsewhere, and then find yourself in some situations which would raise red flags to you. They will even tell you, listen, as I just said, your money is frozen. And you go on and listen to that person, and they're telling you how to send money to get back this money. And persons would have sent, Brother B, I know persons who would have sent, only put $500 into this cryptocurrency, and would have sent more than $200,000 when they catch themselves. To have that money. Just imagine, you have $500 that you put into this thing. Somebody call you and they will keep calling you. And you borrow money from Tom, Dick, and Harry. up to $200,000 to unfreeze $500, and you wasn't thinking.
Right.
If you understand, persons just, I don't know if what these people tell them, how they get lost into it, I don't know. Right? Then you have jail scams. You have persons in jail who may have, sometimes there are persons who would sneak in these cell phones into the prison, and they would call you, and they will tell you to send a phone card for them, right? Sometimes it is not that they don't tell you that they are in jail, but when the police do the investigation, it is scams from in the jail. They will call you and tell you send a $20 phone card for them. They may start off telling you they like you and ask you to send the phone card. And then you send the phone card. And then they continue conversation with you. And then you send more phone cards. All right? And these phone cards that are sent are sold inside there.
Okay.
All right? Then in the past, you had persons from in the prison setting up persons, calling persons and telling them, listen, I am Brother B. They use influential persons. I am Brother B. And I want to have 10,000. I want to have US. I want to change some. I hear you have US to change. And you, who Brother B, may be a business person. And because they do their research, they have the people on the ground and doing research. And yes, you say, yes, I have some US I want to, some US I have to, I want to get some US change. And the person meets you. And the red flag is, they don't meet you at any building or anything. They meet you at a car park. They meet you in places that is dark. They meet you in places where it's very lonely. And you give them the money. And as you give them the money, before they could give you what you want to have changed, they take off.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of persons would have, in the past, they would have been calling influential persons' names. Letting you feel that, listen, that person sent them, and you all say they are this person. And before you pick up the phone and call these people and ask them or find out these persons, listen, you call me? You want money to change? And or ask their families, because you may not get on to the influential persons. To know that, listen, that person really didn't want that.
Very good. All right.
All right?
So all of these online frauds where people would commit, if you're not aware, your money is supposed to be your money and guard it with your life so that you don't easily, right? There are some people who would take advantage of, let's say, elderly. In some cases, granny home by herself, she might know she bank number, account number and so on. And then she may not be able to go to town and she might call somebody, maybe let's say a relative. And that relative get all the information about granny's account and whatnot. And can abuse it. Oh, when, let's say granny is aware, let's say she's doing, oh gosh, I forget, let me just check to see if everything all right.
And when you check, there's no money in
there. And there's
account.
no, all right. Right. So let's say that happens. What redress does granny have as to get the person who would have scammed all of granny money?
So most times, these elderly people may have a card and they use at the ATM. And they would give their family or friend, take out this money for me. Now, granny may only tell her to take out $500. But you know where granny keeps the card. All right? And then you go there and you take the card because you realize when they push the card, granny have plenty of money. So you push the card and you keep taking and taking. Every time you will hide the card and you will take it back. Now we have to remember that these ATMs have cameras. All right? So the police would, once granny has a sound mind and will be able to tell you, listen, I had $10,000 in my account, and now I only have 500, or I don't have any. The police would have its tact in how to interview her, how to get from her, listen, you would have given somebody a card in the past. You would have given out the number. All right? So the police would go to the bank, serve onto the bank a search warrant, and request the information from the bank. The bank now will, with Granny's assistance also, she may write a letter and say, listen, I am also giving the police permission. And the police would, the bank would give the police the information, the days and times these monies have been taken, and the footage, pictures, still pictures or videos of persons, because remember, once you push your card, wherever you push the card, it will pick up which ATM, the time, the place, all right? And then the police would gather all this evidence and then go to the person. Because remember, Granny said she didn't give anybody permission. Go to the person. Tell them about the report. Even showing them, look yourself here, on the the camera. And then the person, it depends on the person, if they confess, whether so or not, the police will put the person before the court, and the court will see fit at the end of the matter.
Very good.
Right?
All right.
Now, sometimes Granny don't want the family to go before the court. Sometimes Granny tell the family, listen, we'll pay back. And then auntie, uncle, everybody come into play and help the person to pay back Granny the money. But we always advise persons, don't give out your PIN. Don't write down your PIN on piece of paper and have it next to the card or in your wallet. So when a wallet is stolen or lost, and the person goes into their wallet, they can use their card and put in the PIN.
Wow.
All right?
Okay. All right. And so all that deals with online fraud. And we have to be very
Financial
mindful.
fraud, buddy.
Financial fraud. All right. Yeah, so at the end of the day, Christmas is here, so people got to be wise.
They have to be very careful.
Very good.
You have worked for your hard-earned monies. Don't part with your monies easily, right? Always take due diligence when coming to spending your money. All right?
All right. And that's it. Anything else?
Yes, Brother B, we continue to thank members of the public for giving us all your support and assistance. We continue to thank them for giving information. Because if you don't give us the information, there's nothing that we can do by ourselves. We need the partnership of the persons out there of the public to assist us in fighting crime.
Excellent.
All right?
All right. Thank you again, acting assistant superintendent. I forgot, get the acting out of the way just now, but anyhow, she's acting quite well.
And Brother B, you have seen, Channel 5 has seen me from corporal right up.
I tell you, we advocate here for you to become inspector and moving on. So, and my mouth, when I give you somebody a blessing, they're getting it. Yes, so we know that acting will be out of the way and you will become senior superintendent. So, all right, thank you again. And say hello to mom for me and so on.
Will do, brother.
And be coming by.
And don't forget Jumaane.
And hey, actually, oh boy, I'm a darling. All right, and mommy, we come in for the parang, and thing and so on. And then you have to the yard, or they don't drop nothing, mommy. Yard, if you see that yard, it's clean, I tell you. All right, we go.